It's a budget that controls spending, reduces the deficit, and improves programs like Medicaid. It's a budget that will support economic growth and more opportunity for hardworking families while protecting our most vulnerable citizens. And it's a budget that would allow us to repeal and replace a program that hurts the middle class, Obamacare.
Welcome back to the Ed Show. Finally tonight, when Mitch McConnell took over the Senate Majority Leader's position, he said he's going to do things differently. The budget proposed by Senate Republicans on Wednesday proves that's all talk. McConnell can dress up the rhetoric any way he wants, but he's still saying the same old stuff. Repeal Obamacare, slash Medicare, Medicaid, add to military spending, cut billions from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's the same old stuff. The full Senate will start its work on the Republican budget on Monday. McConnell said that the Senate will take at least one vote on budget amendments the same day. The ranking member of the Senate Budget Committee is with us tonight, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Senator, great to have you with us. I'm intrigued by the statement of Mitch McConnell saying that this budget will improve Medicaid. You got to break that down for us, Senator. What is it?
Well, I guess it's how you define the word improvement. If you mean that there will be massive cuts in Medicaid, if you mean that millions of people will be thrown off of health insurance, including some of the most vulnerable people in this country, including, seniors who are living in nursing homes, if that is improving Medicaid, well, some of us would have some disagreements. I suspect what he means is that they're going to block grant it, make major cuts, and then give it over to the states. That's his definition. To your knowledge,
Senator, to your knowledge, are there Senate Democrats that would go along with block grants to states on Medicaid?
To the best of my knowledge, there are not. It's not just block grants. It's major cuts plus the block grants. Doing away with all of the regulations that we have right now that protect the most vulnerable people in this country. Ed, when you talk about these Republican budget proposals, what you're talking about is the Robin Hood principle in reverse. What the Republicans are doing is taking away from the poor and the most vulnerable in this country in order to give more tax breaks to the wealthy and the largest corporations. And at the same time, they are ignoring the enormous issues and problems facing our country, such as rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure.
All right, we have got defense spending caps in the Obama years, but now this, of course, would blow that up. You've got the Republicans who are against a deal with the Iranians on a nuclear agreement. You got some in the House that are saying we got to bomb them right away. And then you look at their budget, and they got a lot of room for defense spending. Your take?
Well, Ed, here is the ultimate hypocrisy. The Republicans tell us that we have to cut Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and education and nutrition because of the terrible deficit. That's why we have to cut all these programs. And yet when it comes to military spending, what they did yesterday in the Senate Budget Committee is increase military spending by $38 billion and put it into an off-budget slush fund. So talk about hypocrisy. Now, the thing that I worry about, and we're going to challenge them on the floor next week, is that, as you know, one of the reasons our national debt is so high is we went to war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Republicans refused to pay for it. Quite the contrary. They gave out huge tax breaks to the rich. I fear very much that this is what they want to do again, go into another war and not pay for it. We are not going to let them do that.
Nothing on the table when it comes to climate change in this budget either, is there?
No, absolutely not. No, that's not something that they take the scientific community's opinion on.
Well, I mean, it's rather archaic. It is a rehash of what this country has been through in the past. Very little for job investment, infrastructure investment, more military spending, tax cuts for the corporations. I mean, do you think the country gets it, that it's the same movie we're seeing?
Well, the answer is, I don't know how much the corporate media will be talking about what's in the budget, but I can tell you on issue by issue, the American people do not believe you give tax breaks to billionaires and cut Medicare or education. That's not what the American people believe. I will be offering an amendment Ed, that will substantially increase funding to rebuild our infrastructure and in the process create millions of good-paying jobs. Others will be offering an amendment to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. We'll be dealing with pay equity. We'll be dealing with overtime. We'll be dealing with making college affordable and addressing the crisis of high student debts. Those, in fact, are the issues that I think the American people want to see addressed.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Senator, when's the announcement coming for you running for the nomination?
We're working on it, Ed. You'll be one of the first to know.
Well, the way it's going, it looks like Hillary could run unopposed. Of course, she hasn't announced either. But, I mean, earlier in this broadcast, I said that there are some key issues that we've got to have discussion on because 2016 is a heck of a lot different than 2008 when it comes to the income gap in this country and how the middle class has not moved forward. And if we don't have that debate, we are not doing this country a service. Senator, I hope you and others run as well. We need the debate in this country. No question about it. I appreciate your time tonight, Bernie Sanders. Thanks so much, Senator.